This has been the goal for Notre Dame football all season long, to make it to the college football playoff, and now here they are. Just about a half hour ago, the Irish got off the team bus and into the locker room, tapping the "Play Like a Champion Today" sign. And now some of the players have actually made their way onto the field here for pregame warm-ups. They have said, at Notre Dame, you got to go undefeated if you want to make the college football playoffs. Well, obviously they have done that, 12-0 in 2018. When you're trying to get better, there is nothing better than simply throwing yourself right into the deep end. And clearly this is going to be a challenge for Notre Dame men's basketball, who you can see right here behind me has taken the floor in Chapel Hill. Tons of experience in this Notre Dame starting five. But let me tell you, the Irish starters are not the only ones that might have to make an impact against a team as good as UConn. Just how much interest he showed and how often he was around, did that kind of factor into making you more comfortable?
Most definitely. That's one thing I looked at.
Saturdays were reserved for watching the Irish run out of that tunnel. Now today, in just a few hours, he's going to be leading the Wolfpack out of that tunnel right there into Notre Dame Stadium. It's not rare for the Crossroads Classic to feature a thriller for Notre Dame men's basketball, but there has been some tough luck in recent years. After a 45-14 blowout loss to the Wolverines, the Irish leave the Big House with many more questions than answers. A different twist coming on this New Year's Day, with the NHL Winter Classic bringing two historic organizations, the Chicago Blackhawks and the Boston Bruins, to play here for the first time in the shadow of the Golden Dome. The seats here in left field, they look like any others at Four Winds Field, but the view, of course, is drastically different. I'm ABC 57's Matt Randall, and I'll have a look at the new rooftop seating here in South Bend. The next step for the star right-hander for the Chicago Cubs is to meet with the team out in Los Angeles to discuss tonight's performance. So what better way for Notre Dame women's basketball to cap its national championship tour this summer than by the Irish visiting this famous Ivy? Thursday night marked the first and only home wrestling meet of the season at Brandywine High School. That means it doubles as senior night as well, which itself holds more significance this year than it has in many others. Only one Bobcat wrestler needed recognition on this senior night, and that was Sierra Inman.
I had gotten through 3 years of it, weight loss, dealing with all the guys and everything. I didn't want to stop my fourth year.
No, Sierra being a girl in wrestling is not what makes this night special, especially to those who've seen her on the mat before.
She was beating good guys. You know, guys would come out and say, oh, I'm wrestling a girl, and then they grab hold of her, and then she would start throwing them around, and then all of a sudden they're like, I'm in a match.
Instead, it's special because of what Sierra has been through in the past year.
Sierra's been through a lot, and we are blessed to just be able to celebrate these moments still.
This past July, Sierra and her boyfriend were riding a motorcycle when they were hit by another car. Sierra was left paralyzed from the waist down. But once her life was no longer in danger, her first goal was simple.
She woke up, and the very first thing she says was, I'm wrestling. You know, it's not ending.
She texted me a little over a week after her accident and says she still wanted to wrestle. And she says, I'll show you the first night.
She did just that on the very first night of the season and for all the meets to come. Sierra has gotten out of her wheelchair and made it to the center of the mat for her hand to be raised in victory.
It doesn't make me feel like embarrassed to be out on the mat and crawling. And every time I go out on the mat and take a win, I'm more and more happy that I'm able to do those things still.
Of course, the journey has not always been easy, but through the months of rehab and the emotions of recovery, friends, family, and neighbors have been there the whole way.
We live in a community that doesn't forget their own ever and always supports them, and that's why Sierra is so successful.
As is often the case, there is now a new goal to conquer, and that is 100 wins. Sierra is inching ever closer to that mark, now 3 away after senior night. Maybe not through the usual physical strength, but certainly the mental toughness unique to the sport she loves.
She could have just packed it in and says, I'm done, you know, oh me, I can't do anything, I'm in a wheelchair. No, she says, let's go.
It's really exciting to be able to know that I'm going to finish out my year and not just sit in the stands and watch. I'm just happy to be able to be with my team.
These are welcome sights and sounds on a summer evening, particularly for this group of families in St. Joe.
It's been a really dynamic group. So we started off with just the small families, and next thing you know, it's just grown in the community.
The sideline's full of energy, and the baseline's full of spirit, fitting for this league.
It's the joy of baseball, right? And so it's amazing to see these kids come out here, experience that.
The Spirit League is wrapping up its 3rd summer here at Dickinson Park, giving children with special needs the chance to play ball, and to do so together.
I think it helps all of them with their communication skills with each other, their socialization, and it may not be easy at first, but once they start playing and making new friends and realizing that it's all about them and they're the glory, then it's pretty awesome.
It's a league founded and run by the parents, with the help from numerous volunteers right alongside these athletes. Do you see your brother getting a little bit more, excited every time it's game day?
Yeah, definitely. He's like, are my friends going to be there? Who's coming? Everybody just comes together and cheers everybody on. That's cool to see it grow from just a little group of people to so many.
Though this outing ends another successful summer, there is no intention of stopping now. The Spirit League plans to continue ensuring that everyone feels safe right at home.
We are a small community. We're very tight-knit. They know our kids, and they know all the other families and extended family and all the support. So it's just an extension of how great it is and how family-centered this community is.
It's been an incredible thing to see the kids, just the joy of being able to play an organized sport. Most of them have not engaged in that in the past, and so this has been an amazing thing to see them come together.